Draymond Green went on a very powerful rant where he essentially highlighted the inequities between the players and ownership. How ownership, for example, can say like Draymond, Andre Drummond, we're gonna shop him and we're gonna trade him, and he's on the trading block. It's okay to link to us for him. But if somebody like Draymond Green, he makes a comment about a player should go here or there, he gets a fine. He just pointed out all the double standards, and even down to the point where like for example, with Kyrie Irving saying things about how things are affecting his mental health. And Draymond said, like, look, you don't think like being on a trading block or how a lot of these things that, people are affecting us, you don't think that affects our mental? There have been GMs where they told players like, hey, players asked them, am I going to get traded? The GM says no. The next week, the player gets traded. And then the owners say, hey, you're supposed to be professional. This business is business. But if you're quoting business is business, let your yes be a yes and your no be a no. I thought in business, your word was everything in business, right? So these owners are really doing bad business. And Draymond Green really highlighted all of it. I mean, he went into a crazy rant, but it was very calculated because you got to think about this as well, right? The owners promised the players like we will not be, due to COVID, we will not be doing an All-Star game or anything like that. All-Star weekend is done. Said like 2-3 months prior. Now all of a sudden they're like, well, we're gonna have to have the All-Star game and things of that nature. So this has just been like a build-up, sort of like in a pressure cooker, and everything just exploded. And this is what you get. You get a lot of disgruntled players because the NBA owners are not living up to their word that they're giving to the players. And, I understand the players speaking out, and that makes sense, but the one thing that I think the players are really missing, and a lot of people are missing this, is the owners sign the checks. The talent brings the people to the building, but the owners sign the check. So the only real way, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, what happens when you don't like a job or whatever, right? You quit. Or another option is you could become your own boss. And to me, the only real way I see the players ever able to combat this horrible nature by the owners in terms of abusing players, fining players for any little thing, and the owners could do the same thing. The teams can do the same thing the players did, but the team doesn't get fined, the players get fined. Only way I see is two options. Either the players, in their CBA agreement, they figure out a way to negotiate terms where players get treated a lot more respect and things of that nature. Or, second option is this. Players leave the NBA and form their own league. Everybody plays out their contract, and whatever summer, guys say, look, now that we're out of the league, because the league's gonna make them sign a non-compete and all this other stuff, we're gonna form our own league, sort of like the ABA. There's other leagues in sports for basketball. Players form their own league, and that'll be that. Owners do their own thing, players do their own thing, and players figure out a way to do contracts and hire people and things of that nature. The players' union is not as powerful as people want people to believe, and just the fact that the NBA is able to strong arm the players to have a All-Star weekend or All-Star game or whatever the case is, it just shows you how little effect that the Players Association does have. Now, think about this too, right? Because a lot of players have been voicing this publicly. COVID this, COVID that, COVID this, COVID protocol this. Now all of a sudden they want to have an All-Star weekend in a city where it puts a lot of people at risk and things of that nature. So COVID really wasn't the bottom line, it was just dollars. So now that the players are seeing this, what I'm thinking, and this is a radical shift, right? But due to the spirit of entrepreneurism, and everybody is like basically an entrepreneur trying to become one or do a side hustle, I can see players with the entrepreneurial spirit. I feel like not maybe 5 years or 10 years from now, but definitely 20 years from now, I can see players saying like, look, this ain't working out for us. We need to get away from this employee-boss relationship, and we need to boss up and become masters of our own destiny and create our own league, get our own contracts. Now, will that work? Will that be easy? Will people judge them for like trying to leave the NBA? Because guys are gonna be off a contract. Like LeBron's gonna be, close to 40 or 50 years old or whatever the case is. Guys are gonna be tutoring the younger players, and they're gonna be like, look, why slave away and be disrespected by these owners when we could go out and cut out the middleman in terms of NBA contracts, in terms of funds? Because if they're willing to pay LeBron James, Anthony Davis $30 million a year, $40 million a year, Steph Curry $40 million a year, Russell Westbrook $38 million a year, James Harden $39 million a year, what kind of money are they generating? So that's billions. So the players can say like, we're gonna cut out the owners and we're gonna go after those billions ourselves. And that's the next step in evolution. Especially due to COVID, you see like a lot of people when they saw what happened to the jobs. A lot of people use their ingenuity to become entrepreneurs. So the NBA players, even though they have millions of dollars and they might feel entrepreneurial, by contract they're not. So this is the next step in evolution for them. And while it sounds cockamamie or crazy or convoluted, this is the next step, ladies and gentlemen. The players, it's just gonna continue to get worse, especially like with the access people have, the money that is being generated by the league, all the apps. Everywhere, people are trying to cut out middlemen to do things. And the players essentially are going to try to cut out the owners and try to basically do their own deal. You might not see it 5 years from now. Might not see it 10 years from now. Might not see it 20 years from now. But within this lifetime, you will see where the players get to the point where it's not going to be any more lockouts. Or vice versa. It could be with the owners. The owners can say it's not going to be any lockouts. We're going to try to homegrown athletes or juice them and get rid of steroid laws or whatever the case is. You never know, but I think with the players, that's just their next step in evolution. They're kind of tired of the same old, and with the spirit of speaking out and voicing your opinion, how it's been the last 2 or 3 years, it's only going to get ramped up exponentially. So that's where I feel like the next step is. And like I said before, Draymond Green is only expressing opinions of LeBron, Steph Curry, and Anthony. These are all guys he hangs out with. These are all the things that they're talking about. So if Draymond Green's coming out to say this, and he's hanging around that circle, doing the barbershop with those guys, hanging out with Steph, talking to KD and things of that nature, you guys, this is coming. This is coming. Within our lifetime, I can say this. I can say I see the players branching off and doing their own thing. Period. Hoops Junction, Hoops Meets Hoopla. Like, comment, subscribe.